If you're thinking about getting a miniature schnauzer, you're probably wondering what they're actually like to live with. The short answer is they're very aware of what's going on around them. They're watching, listening, and often positioning themselves where they can see what's happening. In this video, we'll answer what daily life is really like, whether they're a good fit for children or first-time owners, whether this breed is right for you, and much more. What is a miniature schnauzer like in terms of size and temperament? Well, they're a small, sturdy dog, usually around 5 to 9 kilos, and they often live into their early mid-teens. At their core, they're alert, intelligent, and very tuned into their surroundings. They were originally bred as alert farm dogs, watching, guarding, and responding to movement. And you still see that awareness very clearly in how they behave today. They're also quite people-focused. Compared to something like a dachshund, which tends to follow its own instincts, a schnauzer is much more likely to notice what you're doing and respond to it. What is daily life with a miniature schnauzer actually like? They're tuned into what's going on around them. You'll notice they're quick to react to sounds, aware of movement around the home, and generally involved in your environment. In terms of exercise, around 30 to 60 minutes a day is usually enough. But just as important is keeping their mind active. Short walks, play, and small training exercises all help. They tend to settle well when they understand the rhythm of the day. Are miniature schnauzers good with children? In most cases, yes, especially where interactions are calm and respectful. They're not overly tolerant of rough handling, but they're also not fragile. They do best in homes where children understand how to approach and handle a dog. Do miniature schnauzers get along with other pets? With other dogs, they usually do well, especially if they're introduced early. With cats, it can vary. They don't usually have a strong instinct to chase everything that moves, but some individuals will still react to fast-moving animals. With smaller pets like birds or rodents, it's something to be cautious about. Not a deal breaker, but it does depend on the individual dog and how they're introduced. Can a miniature schnauzer live in an apartment or smaller home? Yes, they can. They adapt well to smaller spaces, but they're not a switch off and forget about them type of dog. They stay tuned into what's going on around them, even in quieter environments. Can a miniature schnauzer be left alone? They can manage being alone for a few hours, especially if they're used to it. But they do best when they have regular interactions during the day. They can also be quite vocal. They're what's known as an alert dog. They bark when they notice something like someone approaching the house or a noise outside. Without guidance, that can turn into frequent barking. Simple things like redirecting their attention, teaching when to stop, and giving them something to do can make a big difference. What health and grooming needs should you expect with a miniature schnauzer? Well, grooming is one of the bigger considerations. Their coat doesn't shed much, but it continues to grow and needs regular trimming. That usually means brushing at home and professional grooming every few weeks. Health-wise, a few things you should be aware of. Some schnauzers can have sensitive skin, which might show up as itching or irritation. Another, pancreatitis, can also occur in the breed. This is often linked to fatty foods, and symptoms can include vomiting, tiredness, or loss of appetite. Because of that, diet matters. Dental care is also important. Like many small dogs, they can develop plaque buildup, so regular brushing or dental chews help prevent long-term issues. Are miniature schnauzers easy to train? Generally, yes. They're intelligent and pick things up quickly. They tend to watch and learn rather than act impulsively. Training works best when it's clear and consistent. That means using the same commands, reinforcing the same behaviours, and avoiding mixed signals. Short, regular sessions, even just a few minutes a day, are often more effective than occasional long sessions. If expectations change all the time, they'll only start making their own decisions. Is a miniature schnauzer a good choice for a first-time owner? They can be, but they're not the easiest option. Because they're quick to notice changes and react to them, that can show up as barking or over-alertness if it's not guided early. The positive is that they learn quickly and respond well when expectations are clear. So they can suit a first-time owner as long as you're willing to be involved and give them direction. They're probably not best fit if you're looking for a very hands-off or low-effort dog. Who is a miniature schnauzer the right fit for? They suit people who want a dog that feels connected to what is going on and responds to it. That could be a single person, a couple, or a family. They do well in homes with routine, interaction, and engagement. They're a great fit if you enjoy a dog that notices and responds to its environment. Who should probably not get a schnauzer? They're probably not the best fit if you want a very quiet dog, low involvement companion, or minimal grooming. They're not high maintenance in every sense, but they do need time, attention, and guidance. What do people often misunderstand about miniature schnauzers? One of the common misconceptions is that they're just an easy small dog. They're manageable, but they're also very responsive to what's happening around them, and the barking is often misunderstood. It's not random. It's usually a reaction to something they've noticed. So, final thoughts. Miniature schnauzers are alert, intelligent, and very connected to their environment. They bring a sense of awareness into a home. Nothing really goes unnoticed. For the right owner, that can be a really enjoyable way to live, because the dog you choose will shape your life. And with a schnauzer, that life tends to feel a little more observed and a little more connected. You'll find links in the description to more breed guides, pet stories, and artwork inspired by life with pets. I hope you found this helpful. If you've lived with a miniature schnauzer, I'd be really interested to hear your experience in the comments. And if you're considering other breeds as well, you'll find more guides here on pet personalities, including one linked on the screen now. See you next time. My son's pulling the trash, there's no way